It's now or never here on the Wildcat Show here on the Flow, surpassing FM and XM, and we are back. Once again, shout out to Dawn for being such a phenomenal woman here in the, not just the DC area, but even international. And I believe she is going to do great things and definitely making a difference, have been making a difference, and will continue to do so. Now, I have my part two of my guest today. She already admitted that she talks too much, so she's more than ready to be a part of the Wildcat Show today. Like I said, this is a full house of all phenomenal women, and I'm happy to have her, Lauren Sargent.
Yes.
Like military sergeant?
Yes,
yes,
that's
sir.
the way. That's the way.
Awesome.
Exactly.
So
Thanks
she
for having
is.
me.
No, please. You didn't get too hot coming here, did you? I know that hook is always in the way.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not even get too hot. I was blasting the AC, so there's no
Dude,
opportunity.
this is my fan that I have to work with, and everybody gets mad at me because it doesn't move. I can't do this, and then, like you just said, you're doing so much by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I can't do all this at once, so I'm gonna have to tell people to get over themselves. All right, so we're gonna continue on my narcissistic line later on. Kevin, shout out to you, and James. We're gonna talk to Lauren. So she is a personal historian.
Yes.
That is something I have not heard before, and I keep
I
hearing a
know.
beeping noise.
And you know what's really funny? I thought I invented it, but I didn't. I actually didn't invent it at all.
You didn't invent it?
No, I thought I did. But
So what is a personal historian?
A personal historian helps families document the life stories of their loved ones. So whether it's through video, audiobooks, or hardcover books.
Oh, because a regular historian would document history.
Exactly.
Duh, cat, but I'm dumb. Duh. I have my moment. You have to excuse me. I have my aha moments. I'm like,
No, you're not alone. A lot of people, most people I have to explain what a personal historian does and is, because it's been, the field itself has been around for, I think, or at least the Association of Personal Stories has been around for 15 years.
I'm sorry. The association of what?
Personal historians.
There is an association for everything. We're gonna have an association of Wildcat Show listeners.
I like that.
And you guys are a part
like
of it.
that, yeah.
And you're gonna be pretty cool because we're gonna do so awesome.
And again, I
stuff
thought
as
I
well.
came up with the idea myself. It turns out there's a whole
It's
legion of personal
okay.
historians. Yeah.
In my world, you are the only personal historian.
Okay,
and that's all that matters.
works. Yeah, and the industry is growing mostly because of the baby boomers aging and they're taking care of their parents.
Yes.
So there's a need to document those memories and that history.
It is, and tell me if I'm wrong. I call this the modern day scrapbooking.
Yeah, I guess you could say it that way.
Right.
I mean, you could think of it that way, or I would say maybe even like a professional. Not that scrapbooking is not professional, but the products that most personal historians, and myself included, at least I hope so.
Right.
They're actually like hardbound, published, professional grade books.
Is it sold also, or is it just?
Yeah, so you could probably, I know there's definitely people who create the books that you can buy and fill out yourself, but I'm full service, so I actually will sit with a family member. Oftentimes, like a family of 5 will engage me for their mother, the matriarch or patriarch of the family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'll spend about 10 hours interviewing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's like a novel.
I hope you charge for
It's
an
a
hour.
book. Yeah,
I hope you charge per hour.
No,
But you know what? But it's meaningful. It's meaningful. It
Yeah.
means something to people. So people, listeners, Kevin, I love you. When you spend money on something, please spend it on something meaningful.
Yeah, and it lasts forever. I mean,
it'll
which is wonderful. And I miss my own grandmother, unfortunately. I mean, I recorded her interviews, but part of my process is after I put together the manuscript, the person can actually read it and correct where there's things that
awesome.
want to change.
Awesome.
Well, my own grandmother, because she was healthy when we recorded the interviews. I missed her, so she passed away before. I
saw that. I was like, that's. So what did you do? The fact that you couldn't. Did you finish it yourself?
I did.
You add on your own twist to the end.
Well, yeah, I did. Of course, unfortunately, finish the story for her. But also, I had to, solicit help from family and from her friends.
So the book itself was just your grandmother's history, or?
It was her history. In fact,
I can see a book today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Here you go. So it's
really a real book.
Yeah. And it's like 80 pages long. It's a real. It's a real novel.
Well, how old was she when she passed?
My
God
grandmother
bless
was
her soul.
86. Yeah.
Yeah, she lived a long life.
Yeah, this is a client of mine, but my grandmother lived to be 86.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
There's
thanks.
even like cooking recipe stuff.
Yeah, anything you want to leave behind. So those are recipes. It really could be anything.
This is awesome.
Personal, kind of like the things that you've lived your life by, what you want to leave to your future generations in terms of advice, things like that. It could really be anything that they want to leave behind.
It's amazing how they remember so much.
Oh, I know. And you know what's really funny is I designed my process of gathering information, because prior to this I was a recruiter, so I interviewed people all day anyway. But I designed my process like, how am I going to get someone to open up to me after knowing me for 5 minutes, like to tell me all the personal stuff? I found that people love talking about themselves, it's actually not a
Oh,
problem.
Jesus Christ. You didn't think I named the show The Wildcat Show because I like listening to you talk. I'm just kidding, but we have Lauren. Lauren?
Either way, yeah, that works.
Whatever works.
My mom's Southern, she says Lauren. So
Lauren.
Whatever, yeah.
Lauren. I was just saying, my girl says Florida, not Florida. Florida.
Well, speaking of my grandma, she says pa, 'cause she's also from Louisiana and Southern. And she told me in the dictionary it's actually spelled P-I, like pie. That's how everyone
It's
says
pie.
it. Pie.
I'm having some pie.
Yeah, it's not pie.
Oh, like, can I get some pie? They were like, okay, Asian girl, get out of here. You sound weird. Okay, so you're obviously a listener
Yeah.
because
And a talker.
Are you a good storyteller?
I think so.
Yeah?
But I can get long-winded. Like I said, I'm really chatty sometimes. But I think I am. I like to know. But you know what? When I'm listening, I like to know all the details. And when I talk, I tell all the details.
Awesome. So you repeat it, right?
Yeah.
So it makes like you kind of make sure you are on the same page as the person.
Well, yeah, but if you're into being succinct, that's tough for me. I need
What
to
do you
know the
mean?
whole story. Like someone that's just going to say, tell a story or answer yes or no questions. I
Right.
actually want the details of like, well, what did you do? And then what happened?
Right.
And what did they look like? And what were they doing? And blah, blah, blah. Like I want to know all the details.
But
of
do
the
you draw a
details.
picture in your head?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yes, I do, and they look really funny. They have big heads, long arms,
It's kind of like
color blue.
Well, it's like in recruiting where I used to interview people over the phone for months and then actually meet them in person. I'm like, you don't look
like
that.
yeah.
You don't go to the airport. You're not that person.
You're not the same person. Your head's too big. Your voice is too
I'd
small.
say a good story would be one of my clients. She got engaged.
Mhm.
So she is from. She's Lebanese, and the culture in her family was that you marry within, a Lebanese man.
Right.
And she fell in love and got engaged with someone who wasn't Lebanese.
Oh.
And she was younger, so she was like 17 years old.
Right.
And the person she was engaged to was actually fighting. Was actually in the service and was stationed overseas. And her mother said, "Hey, would you like to go visit some relatives in Lebanon?" After she was already engaged, we're in the ring.
Right.
And hey, why don't you leave your ring here? Yeah. Why don't you leave
I'm
the ring
afraid
here?
what's this gonna turn out?
Yeah,
I keep hearing echo. Go
exactly.
ahead.
She was just saying like, leave your ring here, and then we'll send you to Lebanon for the summer, and come back. Well, her mother gave the ring back to her fiance, and said it's over. And then actually,
dare you,
I
Mom.
know, it was so awful. And what's really funny? What's awesome about these stories? And it's funny when you say like, what's the best story? Actually, some of the best stories are just hearing people asking people, tell me about your mother, or tell me about your spouse, or your children.
Right.
Because oftentimes the things that people will tell a stranger about their loved ones are things they never say to their loved one's face.
Exactly.
So I love that. I love people reading what their loved ones said about them.
I have a book of love letters that you would have a ball with.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
your own.
Mhm.
Oh, that
Yeah.
people have written to you.
Yeah, my boyfriend.
Oh, I'm
So like
I'm
it
jealous.
really makes a big difference.
Listen up, Brian.
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Brian, even on like a
Brian,
napkin.
I want a book of love
I want
letters,
a-
Brian.
Unfortunately, it wasn't all by choice. Like it's the only means of communicating, but
Mhm.
it really changes the story. It really changes your train of thought when you write
so
something
Kristen,
down.
oh, yeah,
is
today-
the founder, or would you say creator of District Garden,
Yeah.
which is when I think of DC, I don't always think of garden because where would you put a garden in DC? Where did you put a garden in DC?
You know what? There are so many gardens in DC, and I think I only started realizing that when I started jogging around town a little bit with my friends.
Right.
And there's a lot of green space.
Yeah?
There really is.
Well, there's a
yeah.
lot of space. I know there's a lot of space in DC that just sits there, and then people start building parking lots on them, which is awful. Clearly, because we don't. Well, we do need more parking lots because there's never any parking spaces.
Yeah,
that's not
that's
true.
true.
I have amazing karma when it comes to parking in DC. People think, "Kat, how do you do it?"
Well, you
Well,
get an awesome soft
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you
I
do
just-
the Hail Mary full of grace, help me find a parking space?
I have never
Okay.
heard that.
You know what? It
you
works.
so get an awesome sauce of word for that prayer,
Okay, that's one.
dude.
I'm going
But
for
Hail
10.
Mary, full of grace.
Help me
find
find
this
a
parking
parking
space.
space.
That will be my status
I will-
tomorrow.
I'll definitely use that. I
Dude,
need that. I need
they're gonna be
that.
like, "Move out the way!" I said, "Shut up! I'm saying my prayer."
No, I'm praying.
Stop honking at
I'm
me.
praying for
That's
working.
awesome. So so you have a background in you're a teacher, language arts teacher.
Yeah, I am.
But you're a botanically inspired artist.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's a really valid question. What does that mean?
We make up names here all the time, by the way, so you're welcome to validate yourself with the Wildcat Show. You can name yourself whatever you want.
Oh, you know.
I clearly woke up one day and said I'm gonna call myself Wildcat and go with it. So
Oh, I love it.
botanically inspired artist.
That's my nickname.
That's your
now.
nickname.
Yeah.
BIA. Bia.
Bia.
Bia.
Bia.
But no, we can't even be serious in the show. Really, what made you come up? You came up with that for a reason because you love to garden.
Yeah, actually, I don't garden. I actually, have a black
Facilitate.
thumb. I don't have a green thumb. I got a black thumb. But yeah, I got a tomato plant that looks all kinds of sad
Oh.
in my building. But I, as a young kid, my parents definitely had influence on me because my parents would show me these old school reference books.
Right.
And I know my dad used to read them to me before I went to bed at night, which, worked. I was out in like 2 seconds. They're pretty boring. Yeah, right.
Daddy. I could
Right,
read
so
that.
they worked. So that's, I'm going to use that with my kids, I think, too. But,
Alright, that's funny.
but it's, I think that planted a seed, no pun intended.
Right.
That was pretty bad.
Literally.
But,
Dush. Wah, wah.
No,
There you go. Guests are meant to be in the show because they read my mind
Because
before I
they
even
say
start
womp,
talking.
womp.
We say a lot of things. It's online radio. You can say whatever we want. It's my official Salacious
But when
Lesson,
you,
so we can do whatever. Draw, like, is there a particular time that the flower is either in bloom or do you like it as a bud?
That's a really interesting question. Actually, no one's ever asked me that. I
That's
like.
part of my job to make you think about what you do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I definitely have done both. I've done dried flowers. and
Okay.
I would say that my favorite is just like old school full bloom, like how you would see it like as a prototype in a reference book,
Okay.
because that's kind of where my passion lies. But it's fun to experiment, so I'm always doing all sorts of weird stuff.
So what other stuff? You have other drawings here that you have. What is the skull of? That's the anatomy,
Oh,
right?
that's a silverback gorilla. Yeah.
Silverback
wow.
gorilla.
Yeah, I
Evelyn
actually.
Knight's boyfriend.
Oh,
So-
God.
That's his big jaw right
Oh,
there.
man.
I wanted to smack after he left. Sorry, Chris. I don't have any love for him.
Yeah, actually, a lot of the drawings that I've done that I've actually liked the most turned out to be commissions that people were asking
Okay,
me for.
awesome.
So it started with friends, and it kind of grew to some of my students' parents, to people stopping by the Columbia Heights Community Marketplace, which
Awesome.
is the farmers market
Right.
where your representative found
Right,
me.
yep.
So people just swinging by and seeing it and then saying, hey, can you do this by next week? And I do, and they come back and they buy it. And so it's really informal, but I started doing stuff just that I felt inspired to do.
Sure.
And I love the challenge of a commission because it pulls me out of my box.
Right.
Like both of my iris pieces were a commission, and iris number one's one of my
Favorite.
favorites. And I never would have tried to tackle that unless I had a
Yeah,
really.
it's so detailed. It's phenomenal. So like, okay, let me just, for those who, and I'm gonna just say me, because I'm not an artist. When you say commission, it's somebody that someone requests?
Yeah, they request it, and then hopefully they pay for it.
Listen, people, you ask for a commission piece, please pay for it. Because
Yeah.
clearly it's something that they're taking out of their time to do.